In the cold winter of 1135, the fate of England hung in the balance. King Henry I, the youngest son of William the Conqueror, had ruled England for 35 years. Known for his cunning and ruthless governance, Henry had brought a semblance of stability to a kingdom still recovering from the Norman Conquest. His reign was marked by a careful balance of power, a consolidation of the royal treasury, and the expansion of his territories. But now, all of that is about to change. On December 1st, 1135, King Henry I passed away, and with his death, England was plunged into one of the darkest and most chaotic periods in its history, a time that would come to be known as the Anarchy. But what led to this sudden spiral into chaos? To understand, we must first explore the complex web of family, politics, and tragedy that defined Henry's reign, and ultimately led to the succession crisis that tore England apart. Henry I was a king who understood the importance of lineage. He knew that his legacy and the stability of his kingdom depended on securing a strong heir. And in 1120, Henry's hopes rested on his only legitimate son, William Adelin. The young prince, just 17 years old, was being groomed to inherit the throne, and the future of the Norman dynasty seemed secure. But fate had other plans. On the night of November 25th, 1120, tragedy struck. William Adelin, along with many of England's noble youth, was aboard the White Ship, a luxurious vessel bound for England. The ship set sail from Barfleur, Normandy, in the dead of night. The sea was calm, and the passengers, intoxicated with wine and youthful exuberance, paid little heed to the dangers that lurked in the dark waters. But disaster struck when the ship, in a tragic twist of fate, hit a submerged rock just off the coast. The White Ship capsized and sank rapidly, taking nearly everyone on board to a watery grave. Among the dead was William Adelin, the only legitimate son of King Henry III. The future of England was now uncertain, and the king was left devastated. The death of William Adelin was more than just a personal loss for Henry. It was a national catastrophe. With his son gone, the king had no male heir, a situation that threatened to undo everything he had worked so hard to build. Henry was left with one legitimate child, his daughter Matilda. But in the 12th century, a female ruler was almost unthinkable, and the idea of Matilda ascending to the throne was met with resistance from the powerful barons who feared losing their influence. Despite the obstacles, Henry I was determined to secure his daughter's position as his heir. In 1127, he forced his barons to swear an oath of allegiance to Matilda, recognizing her as the future Queen of England. This was a bold move, but one that did little to quell the doubts of the nobility. To them, the idea of a woman on the throne was a recipe for instability and conflict. They could not envision a strong, unified kingdom under Matilda's rule. To strengthen Matilda's claim, Henry arranged for her to marry Geoffrey of Anjou, a powerful French nobleman with strong ties to the continent. The marriage was strategic, designed to secure alliances and bolster Matilda's position. But instead of uniting the kingdom, it further alienated the English barons, who saw Geoffrey as an outsider and a threat to their own power. The seeds of discord were being sown, and the cracks in the kingdom's foundation were beginning to show. As Henry's health began to fail in the early 1130s, the question of succession became increasingly urgent. Without a clear and uncontested heir, the kingdom was at risk of falling into chaos. In the final months of his life, Henry tried desperately to secure Matilda's position, but his efforts were in vain. The barons, restless and dissatisfied, were already plotting their own courses of action. And so, on that fateful day in December 1135, when King Henry I took his last breath, he left behind a kingdom on the brink of civil war. The question of who would inherit the throne was far from settled, and the fragile peace that Henry had maintained for so long was about to be shattered. With Henry's death, the stage was set for a brutal and bloody struggle for power, a struggle that pitted brother against sister, cousin against cousin, and kingdom against kingdom. It was a time of betrayal, ambition, and relentless warfare. The Anarchy had begun, and for nearly 2 decades, England would be consumed by a conflict that would change the course of its history forever. But how did this conflict unfold? What were the key battles, the pivotal moments, and the lasting impacts of this turbulent time? Join us in the next episode as we delve deeper into the story of the Anarchy, exploring the events that shaped this dark chapter in England's past. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more historical content. And as always, let us know in the comments what historical topics you'd like to see us cover next. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the past.